There are forests which are simply technically too difficult because they're hazardous. And then I would suggest, if that's the case, leave it for later, leave it for Ronnie. If in 20, in 30, in 50 years' time, society thinks we need to go in there for whatever reasons, and they have got the answers, then they can do it. I won't be around then, right? But for the moment, I would suggest those two hard areas, leave it for later. If in doubt, leave it. And then you say, okay, there is so much carbon per hectare stored in that site. And these forests don't stop growing. If people tell you this, how come that we have got coal? Where's all that coal come from? If the forest had stopped growing. You know, it doesn't take somebody with a chainsaw, with a bulldozer, to make sure that there is a forest left in the future. That's rubbish.
There, Frank, that broken tree and then the little sassafras coming up amongst it and the little myrtle.
That's right.
Nobody put them in.
That's correct. All this comes free of charge. There's no 1080 required if you go selective, because you don't build up the huge amount of animal, you know. These are consequences. If you clear fell, you change the chemistry, because you're offering more food for the browsers, you get more pressure from outside, there's more shelter, they commute. So just like on farms, for those that are farmers, they know how the first 30, 50 meters along a bush is browsed and they take the grass down. So therefore here, it can live in symbiosis, they live together. And that's what proper forestry is about. But it needs to be done at arm's length for these sort of digesters, those huge plants, be they sawmills, veneer mills, power plants or paper plants. It doesn't really matter. If we are prepared to destroy our source of the material, we're cutting our own throat eventually, right? And so if somebody says, oh, I want to have a wooden boat made out of celery top pine, yeah, of course you could have it made from plastic or aluminium, but somebody buys a boat made out of celery top pine, that person must be prepared to pay a price for the fact that somebody went to in a forest carefully and took it out. In the moment there is a glut of celery top, maybe for another 5 years, they have got celery top pine at Island Specialty Timbers in Geefston and in Smithton, stockpiled. They don't know what to do with it. Because it's part of the conversion of forest to regrowth. It was conversion to plantation, now it's conversion to regrowth. Still the same practice, except that they don't windrow. They will just leave the slash and burn it for the helicopter. Right? But that's not good enough. So what we really need to do is, for those that weren't part of this little discussion group we had earlier, I will make sure that I'll give you the address from the PFC in Luxembourg. And for all those that have taken photographs or video footage, can you make sure that you send a copy of your personal photo with a date on it and tell them this is what I observed in the Launceston water catchment, certified under PFC. And that will expose them. And then we can do the same carbon copy to the newspapers. We do it right around Europe, you'll see the reaction. That's more powerful than arguing with Turnbull or that sort of thing.
Come on, Frank, Strie.
Okay?